Royal Communications Incorporated. Good evening and welcome to King's News, Room 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Today is Thursday, January 22, 2026, and I'm Shimon Dia presenting. In the headlines, Bombing County Senator Edwin Snow demands action against officials of Ministry of Information for false and damaging allegations against him in 2025. Says he is disappointed in the Senate for taking no action. Environmental protection agencies shut down several sachet water producing facilities in Monrovia for violation of environmental and public health standards. Vows to shut down more in the coming days. Away from home, Ugandan police have detained a lawmaker and closed ally of opposition leader Bobby Wine for his alleged role in election-related violence last week. Three Palestinian journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in central Gaza, first responders say. These plus the news bulletin, voices of those making the news at our package. We'll take a short break to be right back. Welcome back at this juncture. We join Colin Junction with the news bulletin.
Wyoming County Senator Edwin Snow has expressed strong dissatisfaction with the Liberian Senate for what he calls its failure to take action against the Ministry of Information following the Ministry of Force and damaging allegation made against him. Senator Snow stated that despite repeated promises and several meetings involving the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Justice, no concrete steps have been taken to address the issue. He emphasized that the allegations have negatively affected his reputation and character, and one that continued inaction by the Senate could lead to public frustration. Senator Snow noted that he raised the matter in good faith and is deeply disappointed that the Senate has not acted to resolve what he considers a serious and personal attack on his integrity. Speaking emotionally during a plenary session, Senator Snow said officials at the Ministry of Information had made false and misleading statements about him, including allegations suggesting he sought to destabilize the country. He argued that despite repeated assurances from Senate leadership and meetings involving both the Minister of Information and the Minister of Justice, no concrete action has been taken against the Minister of Information for lying against him. The Wyoming County lawmaker drew a distinction between broader discussions about the judicial system and his specific grievance, stressing that his concern was squarely focused on what he called irresponsible conduct by the Ministry of Information. Snow further lamented what he characterized as the Senate's silence, saying lawmakers have a duty to uphold integrity and protect members from unsubstantiated public accusations. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia has shut down several non-compliant sachet water facilities in Monrovia, vowing to close down more across the country. The action is part of EPA nationwide enforcement against sachet water production facilities operating in violation of the environmental protection and public health standards. According to the EPA, the exercise began on January 20 of this year and is aimed at protecting public health and ensuring the safety of drinking water consumed by Liberians. In a press statement issued Thursday, EPA said the action targets water producers without valid operating permits or those functioning on unsafe and unsanitary conditions. The statement noted that ongoing inspections have uncovered several facilities located near waste disposal areas and scepter tanks with poor sanitation and inadequate structural safeguards. In furtherance, their press statement emphasized that under the Environmental Protection and Management Law, the EPA is mandated to regulate water quality standards and monitor drinking water production nationwide. The EPA has urged water producers to regularize their operations and comply with established guidelines while advising the public to purchase drinking water only from producers displaying valid EPA certificates stressing that public health and environmental safety will not be compromised. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn has officially dedicated Sweju Referral Hospital in Grand Gillette County. During the ceremony Thursday, VP Kuhn praised former President George Weah and other former Liberian presidents for contributing immensely to the country's health sector. He also lauded the government and people of Germany for their role in strengthening Liberia's health sector as the Sweju Referral Hospital was officially dedicated on Thursday. Kuhn acknowledged that Presidents George Weah, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Charles Taylor, and Samuel Doe play unique roles over the years to help sustain strong diplomatic relations with Germany, ensuring continued support from German development partners to Liberia. The Liberian vice president expressed hope that the hospitals will significantly reduce the need for patients in the region to travel to Tapeta and Monrovia for specialized care. According to him, the project brings renewed hope and strengthens the country's overall healthcare delivery system. Amidst growing concerns of excruciating status of volunteer teachers and healthcare providers across Liberia, officials of the Ministry of Education, Health, Finance, and Development Planning in the Civil Service Agency have been summoned by the plenary of the House of Representatives. Their summons was made known Thursday following plenary vote to have them provide clarity on the status and welfare of volunteer teachers and healthcare providers across Liberia. The full government institutions officials are expected to appear before members of the House of Representatives on next Tuesday. House Chief Clerk Major Sign was dedicated or directed by Speaker Richard Cohn to issue an official notice and facilitate the appearance of the officials before the plenary. Plenary decision followed a formal communication from Maryland County District 2 lawmaker Anthony Williams, who is requesting the House to invite the relevant ministries and agencies to explain the reasons behind the growing reliance on volunteer teachers in critical sectors, including health and education. Following a motion filed by Representative P. Mike Jnuary, the House plenary voted overwhelmingly in favor of summoning the ministries and civil service agency. Women in rural Mosrado County are experiencing meaningful economic and social transformation through the Liberian Women Empowerment Project, a government of Liberia initiative supported by the World Bank and implemented by Plan International Liberia in close collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. The impact of the project was highlighted during the signing ceremony of the grant contract for Component 3 and technical working visit by Plain International UK, bringing together government officials, international partners, community leaders, and beneficiaries in Yan Town. Speaking at the ceremony, Marian Maury, country director of Plain International Liberia, expressed appreciation to the beneficiaries and the community for its dedication in supporting the project. Madam Marian emphasized that the project is expected or about action backed by resources and not just words, adding that for too long they have talked without having the resources to move forward. The Plain International Liberia Country Director further explained that documentation from the event will be shared widely to showcase impacts of evidence that women in Liberia are serious and their investment is making a difference in the lives of real women. Also speaking during the technical visit, Tunga Moshanga, Director of Programs at Plain International UK, praised the community's progress despite apologizing for feeling unwell. She applauded the beneficiaries for adopting what she termed as climate smart agriculture into the Liberian Women Empowerment Project. The Plain International UK Director of Programs also commended the success of village savings and loan associations and strong community ownership, addressing protection concerns. Madam Mumusha praised the community's zero tolerance for violence against women and girls in rural parts of the country. She challenged beneficiaries to prioritize their children's education, particularly for girls' education, which, according to her, unlocks the future of the nation, warning against early marriage and school dropouts. Sino County Senator Creighton Duncan is demanding the nationalization of all foreign-owned construction companies in Liberia, noting that it will help reduce poverty among Liberians. According to him, 20% of the poverty among the people in Liberia is caused by corruption, and other 80% of the poverty is caused by exploration of the natural resources by foreign-owned construction companies. Senator Duncan made the disclosure when he spoke as guest of the Student Council government of the AME Zanya University in Town along the Bombing County Highway on Thursday. Senator Duncan claimed that no Liberian leader has been brave to look in the eyes of foreign concessionaires and demand what rightfully belongs to the country because they are afraid to sanction or afraid of sanction from the West. The Standard County Senator encouraged the students to begin challenging their leaders to take the bull by the horn by challenging them to amend the laws that will make Liberians get their fair share of their natural resources. And the president of the Liberian National Bar Association, Councillor Bono Vama, has constituted a constitutional review committee to undertake a comprehensive review of the association's constitution. According to a press release from the LMBA president, the committee established on January 17, 2026 is mandated to examine the existing constitutional framework of the bar, identify areas requiring improvement, and propose reforms consistent with best practices and the evolving needs of the legal professions in Liberia. The outcome of the committee work is expected to be presented for consideration and possible adoption of the LMBA's next annual national convention later this year. Councillor Vamai, in the statement, noted that the review process underscores the association commitment to mobilization, accountability, and responsive leadership as it seeks to strengthen its role as the foremost professional body for lawyers in Liberia. The Constitutional Review Committee, Councillor Adi Y. Kekula, here, Anthony Jeremiah Samuel Dukwe, Secretary, Councillor Mohammed Family, Member, Anthony Bandaras Allison, Member, Anthony Vivian D. Dukwe, Member. In constituting the committee, President Vaman reaffirmed the LMBA's resolve to promote good governance, inclusivity, and institutional reliance, ensuring that the association's constitution remains a living document that reflects contemporary realities and the collective aspirations of its members. The news bulletin is back to you, Sherman Dio, for the continuation of this newsroom.
Colin Johnson with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature on King's Newsroom. A reminder you listen to King's Newsroom 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Stories following tonight, Bombay County Senator Edwin Mervin's demands action against officials of Ministry of Information for false and damaging allegations against him in 2025. Says he is disappointed in the Senate for taking no action. Environmental Protection Agency shut down several sachet water producing facilities in Monrovia for violation of environmental and public health standards, vows to shut down more in the coming days. Away from home, Ugandan police have detained a lawmaker and a close ally of opposition leader Bobbin Wine for his alleged role in election-related violence last week. 3 Palestinian journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in central Gaza, first responders say. We'll take a break to be back with voices of the newsmakers. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Homey County Senator Edwin Snow has expressed strong dissatisfaction with the Liberia Senate for what he called its failure to take action against the Ministry of Information following the ministry's false and damaging allegations against him in 2025. Senator Snow stated that despite repeated promises and several meetings involving the Minister of Information and the Minister of Justice, no concrete steps have been taken to address the issue. He emphasized that the allegations have negatively affected his reputation and character, and warned that continued inaction by the Senate could lead to public frustration.
Now, send the Ministry of Information lie on me in protest. You in this Senate promise that you're going to resolve this problem. It's affecting my reputation. You need to think about that one. You, Madam Pro-Tem, you have shown me in our conversations meeting, and that's why I didn't bring it on the floor. I'm prepared now to bring it on the floor, and you have disappointed me. The Minister of Information lied on my person. I want to destabilize this country. It's very grave. You've done nothing about it. You keep promising me, you've done nothing about it. So Bange just spoke here about the judicial system. I'm speaking about information ministry lying on people and doing nothing about it. I think one of these days, if we go to somebody else, the people might want to take action. When you say things here in our line as senators or legislators, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I haven't done anything about this matter. We spoke in the consultation meeting. The Minister of Information, the Minister of Justice came here and they make it that they lie on me. So all the senators that they lie on me and we're going to resolve it. We did it in private. So again, probably in private. Now watch I'll get it posted now. They lie on me, it's my character, and I want this matter to be expunged from my record. It's very grave, it's serious, and I'm disappointed that this Senate has done nothing about it. I rest my case. Thank you.
Homey County Senator Edwin Snow was speaking. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has officially dedicated Zreju Referral Hospital in Grangeda County. During the ceremony, Thursday, VP Cohn praised former President George Weah and other former Liberian presidents for contributing immensely to the country's health sector. He also lauded the German government and people of Germany for their role in strengthening Liberia's health sector, as the Zreju Referral Hospital was officially dedicated on Thursday.
He said, yeah, we're going to steps and we're going to reconnect the general government with some of the functions of the lateral region and some of the 1972. I think we will thank you, Brian, and we thank President Taylor, and President Taylor, and other people that we have. We want to keep the power, we will keep that, and that's what the general government is saying today. And we thank President, we are now think that there is a need for tomorrow. President Salid, the German government here, they are nowhere where she be in target of the West. And nowhere where she be. So we will take on what we need. Then we start telling people about the never think it's there, you know. So let's start here. The German government was the country. And some people in the Southeast. From here to Canada, I've been federal hospital of this region. Very fine. Many days people are having a month. I saw on Facebook sometimes when giving people that are really here on motorbikes. Because Ghana could not make them really here. And we say thank you. And it's from River G to Vancouver. They will come here easily. They will connect the road from Green Bay to the junction. They will equally run here easily and run to the camp. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support to the healing Thank you.
Vice President Jeremiah Conde speaking during the official dedication of the Judge Referral Hospital earlier on today. Amidst growing concerns of excruciating status of volunteers, teachers, and healthcare providers across Liberia, officials of the Ministries of Education, Health, Finance and Development Planning, and Civil Service Agency has been summoned by the plenary of the House of Representatives. Their summons was made known Thursday following plenary vote to have them provide clarity on the status and welfare of volunteer teachers and health workers across Liberia. The four government institutions officials are expected to appear before members of the House of Representatives next Tuesday. House Chief Clerk Major Sion was directed by Speaker Rachel Cohn to issue an official notice and facilitate the appearance of the officials before the plenary.
I'd like to see the indulgence of the State by the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, the Minister of Finance and Government Planning, the Minister of Education, the Minister of Health, and all the government representatives, and hospitals, here now the topic of the areas of possible safety. Particularly today, I would like to say that on the U.S. implement of the salaries from October 2025. As it stands, many of them have not been paid. This portion since October 2025 creating significant financial strain and undermining their ability to meet basic family and professional obligations. This communication also seeks to account for all of those volunteering as of how many of the volunteer teachers and nurses that have been placed on the payroll in 2025 and 2026. Honorable Speaker and the same folks, at a time when the government has expressed a strong commitment to improving the education and health sectors, such delays risks affecting teachers and nurses' morale, classroom and health centers' effectiveness, the overall delivery of quality services. It is therefore imperative that the relevant authorities provide a clear and comprehensive explanation to this point to ensure accuracy, transparency, and accountability in the payroll process. I further request that the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, and the CSA presents an updated and detailed data of all such volunteer teachers and nurses, including their names, assigned schools, clinics, health centers, and places of inclusion. Honorable Speaker and distinguished members, this matter is pressing and directly affects the stability of our education and health systems. The appearance of these officials will enable this honorable body to establish the facts, understand the challenges, and recommend the appropriate actions that safeguard the welfare of our teachers and health workers in the entirety of the national payroll. Finally, request a timely consideration and approval of this communication. Circulars of the Air, Honorable Anthony L. Williams, representative of the People's County of the First District to the
House Chief Clerk Major Nsanyede reading a communication presented to the House by Meriden County District 2 Representative Anthony Williams. Meanwhile, following the motion filed by Representative Lima during the House plenary voted overwhelmingly in favor of summoning the ministries and the Civil Service Agency as now Representative Lima Jnuary and Representative Anthony Williams.
Thank you, Chief. The communication from Honorable Anthony Williams for the accreditation of 2 million county requesting the appearance of this agency also with extension. Let's go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Director Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I've been listening to the reading of the communication from our colleagues on Meriden County, giving the capacity of the content therein are moved. In fact, the second our colleagues be given 3 minutes to expatiate on this issue because when after which those individuals telling the institution responsible be made to appear before the body to give up clear details. These are the Speaker, it is one of our various counties. So
Having said that, I move if I can get a second.
Honorable Speaker, according to monitoring and evaluation, MAE, whenever a project is implemented, it is required that the implementing officer do a comprehensive report on progress and challenges as it relates to whether the implemented entities. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, sometimes back we did a communication here inviting the Minister of Education to provide the reason why teachers will not be placed on the payroll, as well as the Ministry of Health, why is the health worker will not be placed on the payroll, continuously referring to them as volunteer health workers, as well as volunteer teachers. That communication was heavily debated here, and then we asked the Minister of Education as well as the Minister of Health to go back and do an analysis as to how many teachers have been placed on payroll, how many health workers have been placed on payroll. They will also tell us how many health workers are remaining, as well as how police, the Minister of Education, at that county also tell us, for example, how many teachers in Maryland County have been placed on the payroll for the volunteer list, county by county, district by district, to enable us that when we get back to our districts, our county, we can tell our citizens, look, there was a communication on the floor that we had brought in the Minister of Education to speak to the issue about volunteer teachers.
A reminder you're listening to King's News Broom 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Stories we follow in tonight's Bomi County. Senator Edwin Snow demands action against officials of Ministry of Information for false and damaging allegations against him in 2025. Says he is disappointed in the Senate for taking no action. Environmental Protection Agency shut down several sachet water producing facilities in Monrovia for violation of environmental and public health standards, vows to shut down mold in the coming days. Away from home, Ugandan police have detained the lawmaker and close ally of opposition leader Bobby Wine for his alleged role in election-related violence last week. Three Palestinian journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in central Gaza. First responders say we'll take a break to be back with more voices, including our foreign news. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Women in rural Masquerado are experiencing meaningful economic and social transformation through the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, the government of Liberia initiative supported by the World Bank and implemented by Plan International Liberia, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. The impact of the project was highlighted during the signing ceremony of the grant contract for Component 3 and a technical working visit by Plan International UK, bringing together government officials, international partners, community leaders, and beneficiaries in Yan Town. Speaking at the ceremony, Mariam Mori, country director of Plan International Liberia, expressed appreciation to the beneficiaries and community for its dedication in supporting the project.
First and foremost, just to salute you for a job well done. When I listened to all the sharing that was happening here, I was really impressed that now we are considering climate smart agriculture as we do our planting. Well done. Climate change is real. Is one of the things that the world over as development practitioners, as governments, we are trying to help communities doing this. And it's so good to hear that in this project you guys are looking into that. I also heard about village savings and lending schemes that you are now able to expand your businesses. Well done again. Community participation, my God, I was so impressed. So if there's an ahala, is that how you call it? There's talking, you resolve your own issues together as the community and you manage that. We always pay attention to the role of the community in our programming. We want you to own your programs because this is about you, this is about your own development. When the community is in the forefront of ensuring that they are resolving issues, they come together and they move forward. We are very happy with that because that brings sustainability to our work. And a huge thank you to our Plan Liberia colleagues. All our partners, I've written them here, CRS, HNA, FCI, PI, Medical Liberia, Raising Voices, Diamo, Keep Liberia for a job well done in our mandates. The World Bank for availing the resources. I understand there's a school, a police station, from what you were sharing, that is close by and they always come and work with us. Thank you to them. Part of what I heard, I was really impressed that, Plan is a child-centered organization. We work with children. And what I picked is if you see that there are cases that relate to any forms of abuse, you are not just ignoring them, but you are referring the right offices for them to get assistance. We should not sweep any form of abuse, be it rape, child abuse, gender-based violence under the carpet. The police should know, the relevant ministries should know that those people get help. Now, I want to challenge you a little. All this money that you are expanding your businesses and so forth, one of the things that we do is to, and I trust women on this one, is to make sure that we plant in the communities where we live. We make sure that we also send our children to school. So if children receive an education, we are able to unlock their futures.
For their part, beneficiaries of the Liberia Women Empowerment Project and the World Bank and International Liberia and all partners who are helping to change lives through the Liberia Women Empowerment Project under the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection.
This help us now. All the year was so from the treasury. Two play now on the body machine for everyone now at least to get it. Every two bag, a winter, was in our doing so. So we are usual walking from you, but I didn't struggle. The king of force. The government needed the machine. The part of all we were impressed without smoke. Now, few weeks before over, again, 3 more. On the weather, you want to what I say, want to say, if you want to point, want to do it. The hearing, therefore, they want to say, I think. They ask for how many we want. We said we have a meeting. We get 3 hours for it for 8 hours. So they 8 hours, we share it. Nothing the truth. But then you are in there, you are not respecting for. They don't have something for them. They want for it. They school they want for us. They want for us. But you they want them now. Me are for me. I need to go this one pair of cassava. But for now, what's fun? I can say that I'm not just so we just want to carry the morning of the bureaucracy to a partnership with training the national standard. We say your things ever so much. And I'm talking on that. We are getting on there. What does it do that all of things I said not the fool? As a man told me, I said, no, the rest is the selling. I can stay on my own. I will be selling your own right. I can start from my own and that in that money. I was selling, that's that. But two of my money are getting out. I will be able to find my own who's one star. I want to receive my money. I'm getting my breast. I bought my own breast. The money and what they give now. Let me tell you. All around 1,200 again, the other one I bought my breast. I started with 85. All of the 85 players, I can tell you now, when the season was coming, was people cartoon, 3 cartoon. I bought all 12 cartoon wholesale, and they say wholesale again. I said, no, they go back, you get pay and I do. People are not going to for a chair, they can't go back, you get a cast there. I need to go to buy a chair and go to wear any yard. I bought 2 pairs of tickets. I bought pepper and dead. I bought so much man. For me, the artist sending on my window. I have to tell you what I know.
Voices of beneficiaries of the Liberia Women Empowerment Project. Sano County Senator Creighton Duncan is demanding the naturalization of all foreign-owned construction companies in Liberia, noting that it will help reduce poverty among Liberians. According to him, 20% of poverty among Liberians is caused by corruption, and the other 80% of the poverty is caused by the exploration of natural resources by foreign construction companies.
Why are we poor in this country? Corruption is not the only hindrance. Corruption does not constitute 100% of our suffering in this country. I believe from my experience, I've come to tell you that 100% of your suffering is geared towards corruption in this country. Then you will say, well, Senator, what constitutes around 80% of my suffering in this country. Liberia is not a poor country, but we as a nation of people are poor. God bless this country with lots of mineral resources. We have gold in the mountain, diamond, iron ore, we have bauxite, we have the trees, the logs, very huge. And we are just 5 million people. 80% of your suffering is geared towards our inability, your leaders that you elect or elected or have been elected over the years. It is our inability to be brave and strong enough to look in the eyes of those that are exploiting our resources, to tell them to stop stealing our resources, and that our resources should be nationalized, that we Liberians should be the one to benefit, than to allow foreign partners, people we call foreign partners, foreign investors, that we allow by our law to come in our country and steal our resources. I've also come to tell you that the law that we met on the books that have been holding this country up is one of the defining factors that is causing our suffering, and we have no leader to change it. We have a law that they put in your constitution, in our constitution. The first thing the law says is for every $1 that these people take from this country, you or we are entitled to 3 cents on that dollar. So they call it royalty. 3% royalty. That means the profit they make, 3% of that profit is what we are entitled to. So we gave them 97 cents.
Sano County Senator Creighton Duncan. Away from home, Ugandan police have detained a lawmaker and close ally of opposition leader Bobby Wine for his alleged role in election-related violence last week. Mwanga Kavubi, a deputy leader of Wine's National Unity Platform, is accused of organizing attacks on a police station and a vote tallying center after the electoral loss, which the party denies. The police have said that 7 people were killed in the incident, but the politician has given a different account, saying that 10 people were killed at his home as they awaited for paramilitary election results. The Uganda police force said in a post on X on Thursday that Kivobi would be arraigned before court in due course. And 3 Palestinian journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in central Gaza. First responders say Gaza Hamas run civil defense agency said their cab was hit in the Azara area and named them as Mohammed Salah Qatar, Anans Gwinim, and Abdul Warif Shad. They are understood to have been working for an Egyptian relief organization. The Israeli military said it struck several suspects who operated a drone affiliated with Hamas in a manner that posed a threat to its troops. It added that the incident was under examination. Another 8 people, 2 of them children, were killed by Israeli artillery and gunfire across Gaza on Wednesday, the Hamas-run health ministry said. Well, on that note, that's how we come to a near end of this edition of King's Newsroom. But before we go, a quick reminder of stories we followed in the headlines. Bombing County Senator Eden Snow demands action against officials of Ministry of Information for false and damaging allegations against him in 2025, says he is disappointed in the Senate for taking no action. Environmental protection agencies shut down several sachet water producing facilities in Monrovia for violation of environmental and public health standards, vows to shut down more in the coming days. Away from home, Ugandan police have detained a lawmaker and close ally of opposition leader Bobby Wine for his alleged role in election-related violence last week. 3 Palestinian journalists have been killed in an Israeli airstrike in central Gaza, first responders say. Many thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's Newsroom a success. Colinius Johnson brought you the news bulletin. Frank Diallo Swen sat at control and handled the technical aspect of this edition. On behalf of the team, I'm Shema Dale. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.